You saved $80 on that jacket, except you weren't planning to buy a jacket, so you didn't save $80. You spent $120. I spent an embarrassingly long time not understanding this. I would come home with bags full of stuff I got on sale and genuinely feel like I had done something financially responsible. I was a bargain hunter, a deal finder, a savvy shopper. I was also broke. Here's what finally clicked for me, and honestly, I wish someone had explained it this way years ago. A discount is only a discount if you were going to buy that exact thing at full price anyway. If you weren't, that sale sign isn't saving you money. It's costing you money you never planned to spend. Let's talk about how this works, why our brains fall for it every single time, and what we can actually do about it. So first, the math. This is where things get interesting. Let's say you're at Target. You walk past a display and see a really nice coffee maker, originally $200, now marked down to $100, 50% off. Your brain immediately does some quick calculations and thinks, I just saved $100. But here's the question nobody asks in that moment. Were you going to spend $200 on a coffee maker today? Were you even going to spend $100? Did you wake up this morning thinking about coffee makers at all? If the answer is no, you didn't save $100, you spent $100. The savings only exist compared to a purchase you were never going to make. This is like saying you saved $500,000 today because you didn't buy a Lamborghini. Technically true, completely meaningless. The real comparison isn't between the sale price and the original price. It's between the sale price and zero, because zero is what you would have spent if you'd walked past that display and kept going. Now, why do our brains struggle with this so much? It comes down to something researchers call loss aversion. We hate losing things more than we enjoy gaining things. And when we see a sale, our brain frames the original price as something we already have. So not buying it feels like losing that discount, missing out on those savings. Stores know this. They've spent billions of dollars figuring out exactly how to trigger this response. That's why you'll see signs that say, limited time only, or while supplies last. That's why the original price is always displayed right next to the sale price, usually crossed out in a dramatic way. That's why clearance sections exist at all. Every single one of these tactics is designed to make you feel like you're losing something if you don't buy. And it works. It works really, really well. There's also something called anchoring. When you see that a jacket was originally $200 and now it's $100, your brain anchors to that $200 number. Suddenly, $100 feels cheap for a jacket. It feels like a steal. But here's the thing. Was that jacket ever really worth $200? Or was it manufactured for $40, marked up to $200 just so it could be discounted to $100, which was the target price all along? This happens more than you'd think. There's a reason some stores seem to have sales every single week. If everything is always on sale, nothing is actually on sale. The original price is just a fictional number designed to make the real price look better. Okay, let's make this concrete with a real scenario. Let's say you go to a big outlet mall. You know the kind, the ones with the fancy brand names where everything is 40 to 70% off. You walk out with $600 worth of stuff, but you only paid $250. You feel amazing. You saved $350. But let's break that down. Did you need any of those things? Were they on your list? If you hadn't seen those sale tags, would you have sought out those specific items and paid any amount of money for them? For most of us, honestly, no. So the reality is you walked into a store with $250 and walked out with stuff you didn't need. The $350 in savings is imaginary. It never existed. You can't deposit it into your bank account. You can't use it to pay rent. What's real is the $250 that left your pocket. Now, I want to be clear about something. Sales aren't inherently evil. Discounts aren't a scam. If you need new running shoes and the ones you wanted are on sale, that's great. You actually saved money. The trap isn't the sale itself. The trap is buying things you don't need just because they're on sale. And this is where it gets a little uncomfortable, because we've all done it. I've done it. You've probably done it. It doesn't make us stupid. It makes us human beings living in a world where very smart people are paid very well to separate us from our money. So, how do we actually deal with this? First strategy, the 24-hour rule. When you see something on sale that you didn't plan to buy, don't buy it. Go home. Wait 24 hours. If you still want it tomorrow, and if you can genuinely afford it, go back and get it. What usually happens, you forget about it entirely. That burning desire to own it was just the excitement of the perceived deal, not actual desire for the product. Second strategy, calculate the real price, not the discount. The real price is what leaves your wallet. When you see something marked down from $150 to $75, don't think, I'm saving $75. Think, I'm spending $75. Then ask yourself if that item is worth $75 of your actual money. This mental shift is surprisingly powerful. It moves you from the fantasy world of savings into the real world of spending. Third strategy, keep a wanted list. This is something I started doing a few years ago, and it's genuinely changed how I shop. Whenever I think I want something, I add it to a list on my phone, just the item and the date I added it. When I see a sale, I check the list. Is this thing on there? Has it been on there for at least 2 weeks? If yes, and if the sale price is good, I'll consider buying it. If it's not on the list, the sale doesn't matter. I wasn't planning to buy it. This takes the impulse out of impulse buying. It gives you a filter that's based on what you actually want, not what stores want you to want. Fourth strategy, unsubscribe from sale emails. I know, you might miss out on a good deal. But think about what those emails are actually doing. They're putting sales in front of your eyes multiple times per day. Every single one is an invitation to spend money on something you weren't thinking about. When you unsubscribe, you stop being reminded that things are on sale. And when you stop being reminded, you stop feeling like you're missing out. The sales still happen, you just don't know about them, and somehow life goes on. Fifth strategy, calculate the hourly wage cost. Let's say you make $20 an hour after taxes. When you see a shirt on sale for $40, ask yourself, is this shirt worth 2 hours of my work, 2 hours of my life? Sometimes the answer is yes. Often, though, when you frame it that way, the answer is a clear no. Here's the big picture thing I want you to take away from this. Stores have one job, to get you to spend money. They're not your friend. They're not trying to help you save. When they put something on sale, it's because they've calculated that the discount will make them more money overall, not less. That doesn't make them villains. It's just business. But understanding this helps you see sales for what they are. They're a marketing tool, not a favor. The best way to save money isn't to buy things on sale. It's to buy less stuff. Period. Every dollar you don't spend is a dollar that can go towards something that actually matters to you. An emergency fund, a vacation, retirement, paying down debt, whatever your goals are. Those goals don't care how good of a deal you got on that blender you used twice. They care about how much money you actually have. So next time you see that 50% off sign, take a breath. Ask yourself one question. Was I going to buy this today before I saw the sale? If yes, great. Enjoy the discount. If no, keep walking. You didn't just pass up a deal, you kept your money. And keeping your money is the only guaranteed way to have more of it. If this helped you think about sales a little differently, consider subscribing to Like Your 5. We break down money topics like this every week. No jargon, no judgment, just stuff that actually helps. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.